Hi, and welcome back to another episode of the Blue Honor Vlog. I am Kay Williams, author of Blue Honor, a Civil War historical drama, which named this vlog and also my website. And I also wrote op-dec Operation Cedar, World War II spy thriller, the Trilokia trilogy, a dark fantasy series that explores culture and mythology. September. I know. Yeah. The year goes by quickly, doesn't it? And here I am taping this, wearing my Read Mo Books shirt for September. As you know, I have a little daughter, and she loves Mo Willems. So, Read Mo Books. Highly recommend. They're hilarious. Also, if you can rent the videos from your library or find them on YouTube, there are cartoons with the pigeon. Excellent. Excellent. They are hilarious and fun and just the right length. Your kid will love them, honestly. Mine is 8 years old now, and she absolutely loves them. And I think she started discovering them about 4 or 5 kindergarten, and has been in love with the pigeon ever since. In fact, I don't know if I have shown this on previous episodes, but she did Mommy a drawing of the pigeon. Is that the best? And that stays right here at my desk so that I can see it every day. And she knows how much I love that pigeon. That pigeon is hilarious, especially when he doesn't want a bath. So this month, let's go over one of the older open book blog hop posts. This one was, what is your go-to relaxation? And as you know, reading, number one relaxation thing for most people, right? I write to relax. Some might sit there and go, that's just crazy. That's a lot of work. I love it. I enjoy it. It makes me excited. It thrills me. It makes my brain go tingle, tingle, tingle. I love it. It's very relaxing and never stressful for me. Never stressful. What's stressful is doing the editing and coming up to releases and wondering how people are going to receive your work. Because once it leaves you and goes out into the world as its own being, God help it. We only hope the best for them, but you never know. You never know. Art is subjective, right? So my number one way to relax, and even though I wrote this, I find this hilarious. Wrote this in February of 2017, right? It mentions having the cup of coffee with the chocolate. And true to my British roots, my tea time consists of sometimes a tea, sometimes it is tea, but actually coffee with a piece of chocolate. And I will save, my cup of coffee, that much of it, to reheat so that I can have my chocolate later, because I can only have so much coffee during the day. So couple hours and then it's like tea time. I mean, 2:30, 3 o'clock in the afternoon is when I do this, just about, and I make like a massive cup of coffee that I'm just sipping throughout the day. And that has not changed, and that does pick me up. It is definitely a pick me up. And if you've noticed, I don't know if I can turn here to show you, there is a Star Wars lunchbox right here. That's my stash. Not ashamed to say, that's the chocolate stash right there. Also, my filing cabinet has the unopened packages, which will be in a stash. In the filing cabinet, I just ordered in May and received my Kit Kats from Japan that are sake flavored. I've had them before, and they are one of my favorite candies in the whole wide world. So Thank you, Japan, so much for sake Kit Kats because they are perfection. I love them. Whoever is in control of that, please let them see this video, please. They keep them coming because there was a long period of time where I thought I was never going to see those again because I kept looking and I kept looking and I kept looking and they weren't there. And then finally I found a website called Japan Haul, Japanhaul, japanhaul.com. They have a lot of Japanese cultural things. They have treats, tea things. It is a wonderful site. So I was able to get my daughter a little Pokeball with candy in it and a wafer cookie that looks like a goldfish. And I was able to get my Kit Kats. It isn't cheap to ship it, I will tell you that. But when you have a thing and they don't sell them here in the States regularly, they just have regular Kit Kats, vanilla Kit Kats, and dark chocolate Kit Kats. Or the Big Cat. I love the Big Cat. Can you imagine a sake Big Cat? That just sent me. So, other than the chocolate and coffee, which sounds so very typical, and reading or writing, doing art and stuff to relax, I like to go get a meal. Honestly, go get a meal at one of my favorite places. And I crack up my mom because you'd probably think that I'm like this huge foodie when I say something like that I like these top tier places and I like to go to something that's probably a little bit more costly, a little bit more serious. But like she asked for my birthday, where would you like to go for your birthday dinner? And I'm like, I would love some Five Guys. And she's like, that's me though. I like fish and chips. I like a damn good burger. And Five Guys is a damn good burger. Do not argue that with me. It is good. I've had all these other burgers and they are just messy slop. And I don't like them. I don't know. 99 Restaurant made good fish and chips too there for a while. I like that. Don't ask. I'm not an expensive date. I don't like to go out to eat a lot. And when I say that I like to go get a meal with friends, it is a comfort thing. A Friendly's ice cream, Reese's peanut butter cup sundae, maybe something off of the menu for dinner that I really love. Sometimes it's just a basket of chicken tenders. Comfort food. If you took me to a soul food spot, that would work. That would work for me. A hole-in-the-wall Mexican shop. I like in Saratoga El Mexicana. Oh my God. It's so good. Most of my family doesn't like Mexican food. My dad has acid reflux, as do I. I put up with it, but he's been dealing with it, and he has precancerous stuff with his esophagus, so he has a real hard time eating that stuff, so I forgive it. Not a spicy eater because it hurts him. Understood. So other people take me to El Mexicano. Me and my brother like it. I did get them to start eating Chinese food, though, when I was about 25 or so. So about 25 years ago. So they've been eating that for a good clip. But they only like a few things. It's really hard to get them to branch out. They're so used to their comfort thing. And I think that is where I get it from. You know what I'm saying? I like Five Guys. That's the burger stop that I want to get my burger at. I want to go to a big fancy place. I don't like that. I do like sushi and exploring different foods, but it doesn't have to be a big fancy restaurant. I kind of bristle at that. I don't like wealth like that. It's uncomfortable. It's stiff. It's false. It's so fake. So, hand me a giant bowl of watermelon. Give me a good burger. I love barbecue. Speaking of barbecue. But yeah, relaxing for me is not anything that's over the top. I don't want anything over the top. It should be relaxed. If it's food, it should be comfortable. Big thing of popcorn, kettle corn from the fair, candy apple. I love my junk. What can I say? It's all comfort. That's how I relax, is comfortable things that remind me of positive times. And that's really essentially it, isn't it? When you're relaxing, you're trying to bring yourself down from all of the stress that you're experiencing and the hardships that you're experiencing, and recall those good times, those positive times where you felt good again, and try to bring yourself back into that mode. So, likewise, I could put on Star Trek or Star Wars, Legend, the old Disney cartoons like Sleepy Hollow and Toad, Ichabod and Mr. Toad. What else? It's that nostalgic stuff that really, really is therapeutic and helpful for me. What I have found a little bit more difficult with that is in later years, with opening up and realizing problematic things from history and stuff, you'll start to see that here and there in things, and you're kind of like, is it okay for me to enjoy this still? Oh, that made me mad seeing that. I'm thinking of Peter Pan, the animation from Peter Pan, and there's a sequence in there that uses stereotypes to show Indigenous people, and you're just like sitting there going, didn't you think maybe back in that time, wasn't there like a thought in your head that these are just people, and you caricatured them hard? And I'm just like, I don't know. I always wondered what was the point of that. And it's like, I know they're trying to make a joke or funny, but I'm like, a culture isn't funny. It's not a joke. It's somebody's culture. We very much would not feel, we wouldn't feel that it was funny to have that done to us, right? Although, like, Animaniacs has a episode where they mock the Queen, and yeah. But those are my people, right? Ancestrally, those are my people, and I can choose to laugh about that, and the monarchy and the royal we and all the absurdity of it. But they also make her look away with the buck teeth and the nose, and you're like, do we all look like? So you start to understand. Pardon me, I'm a little tired. You start to understand where people are coming from when they say, it's just not cool. And I would enjoy Peter Pan a hell of a lot more if they hadn't done stupid stuff like that. That wouldn't be there, and I would be like, less of that would have been better. And it's done throughout Dumbo with the circus folk and the crows, and there's just so many things. There was a better way to handle things, and culture at the time thought it was okay, I guess, but they knew what they were doing, essentially. So we can't mark them as completely innocent, regardless. But if you enjoy Peter Pan and you enjoy Dumbo, nobody is asking you to stop. And stop getting upset about that. They're just asking you to have this other layer of consideration. And to go, hey, we don't do that anymore. Isn't that awesome? We can do better. We can do better. That was really stupid. It is what it is. And we're doing better. Sort of. Although with the current administration, oh God. I'm telling you, they're going to have to overhaul a lot of stuff, shore up things and write new legislation that makes sure that nothing like this ever happens again. And that's if we survive. And I'm going to need these a lot more. My F-bombs for my car, like a little fighter jet. Anyway, so yeah, my relaxation, exercise and walking with my dog and all of that stuff, that's part of it. I wish I could get out with the dog more. There's quiet streets around here and stuff, but it's difficult because I have a little one and she has homework to do and I'm working usually, and by the time it comes around where I can sit down, I just want to sit down. I just want to stop and be quiet. And poor doggy, thank God he has a place that he can run by himself out back and get out and get some fresh air that way, but he needs more sights and sounds than that. And hopefully as the years go by, that will become more frequent. He has, I worry about his paws on the pavement and things like that because there's not really any sidewalks. Although walking him on sidewalks in the hot sun is not good either. His little pads can get burnt, so I worry about that. But there is a nice field out here. He has to be leashed is part of the problem, and because I have sciatic issues in my back and stuff, he'll trigger them because he just jets and moves and jerks me. So there's a number of things. Hopefully she's getting bigger and she'll be able to handle him a little bit more with me, because I would like to see him get bigger exercise. What's great is taking him up to my mom and dad's and he can go off leash and it's like a dog park. He can whip around there and he has a good time. He exhausts himself. He's pink afterwards and he's just all tired. He has a really good time there. He gets overfed and overexercised and he just has so much fun and he just wants to be outside and he drives you crazy. All you hear is him going, let me out. So poor Finny. But yeah, like I said, this is Open Book Blog Hop 81 was your go-to relaxation reading. Not necessarily Mel books, but I do recommend them. Having junk food, comfort food, chocolate and a coffee, and just chilling out in my favorite chair. That's pretty much where I'm at. So now that we're headed into the fall, which is my favorite time of year, hopefully Finn and I get out more. It's difficult, like I said, in the summer because of the hot pads issue. And even though school is out, my daughter goes to camp, I'm working. Sometimes I pop him into the back of the car and take him to go pick her up. And he really likes that. So depending on if I have to be in an office or if I'm at home office, that also makes it difficult. But there's a goal. Take the dog out for walks more often. Not necessarily relaxing. Not with him whipping me everywhere. He does love to jet, and he forgets I'm on the other end of that leash. And all 120 pounds of me goes... Not a good thing. He is a good boy, though. He doesn't mean to hurt me. Trust. All right. I will see you back next time. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. You can find me on BlueSky, Skylight, TikTok. I do have a Tumblr. I have a Pinterest. I have an Insta. They're all under Captain Mael, the character from Trilogia Trilogy. And if you're over here from Xiaohongshu, sorry, ni hao, she, thank you for coming. I will see you guys over there. So that's a lot of fun too, if you haven't tried that yet. Not recommended for trolls. You won't last long. Thank God for that. They have a really good, find and ban jerk faces from the site. It is a nice site and curated beautifully by the Chinese people who use it, and now foreigners like myself who use it to interact with them, learning Chinese, etc. So I've been working on my pinyin pronunciations and the tones, and hopefully I get deeper and deeper into that. This is going to be a long haul learning process to learn Mandarin, something I have wanted to do for a very long time, and I hope that I get there. Mein Deutsch ist nicht gut. It's slipping. I need to practice it more. I need people to speak that with. So, but learning Mandarin would be the fourth language I have attempted. It would be a third language for me. I understand a lot more. I wouldn't say that I'm fluent in German. More like a little kid in German. Little kid. I got a large grasp. Probably a lot of it would just come back to me and stuff, and I would be increasingly fluent. I do pretty good watching films and stuff in understanding, but as far as then turning it around and creating my own sentences is a little bit more difficult still. Which, it's like, why are you switching already to Mandarin if you haven't mastered German completely? It's an ongoing thing. Like, if I stopped speaking English and just spoke German for a while, even though I have a degree in English and I write all my books in English, a lot of that's going to slip away too. Just use. So hopefully I'll have a lot more use for all three at some point. But thank you. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell to make sure you get the notifications for when these release. They come out monthly, about mid-month. And I will see you back next time. Subscribe to my blog on the website, authorkwilliams.com. You'll get the book blog hop weekly on Fridays, and that'll keep you up to date. You'll also get the op-dec drawings that I do once a month. And I will see you back next time. Thank you.